Okay, this video is about the call that I made to the FBI. I made the call about a week ago now. And it was right around the same time that I was having issues getting my complaint done, because they had just interfered with and frustrated me way too much. So I had already did like a IC3, another one complaint, and they were still interfering. I couldn't get this complaint done for my great grandmother. So I called in, and when I called in, the woman that I was speaking with, she put me on hold, and she got back on the line. She says, "Well, I'm just gonna have to call you back." And I'm like, "Well, I don't have a number for you to reach me at. I don't have a phone." And she's like, "Well, okay, well, I hate to do this to you. I'm just gonna have to have you wait." And I was like, "That's fine. I'll wait." So while I'm waiting, they're talking about this, about how she's gonna. What did they say this woman was gonna do to me? They said she was going to. They said that she was. Stop it. Stop. They said that this woman was going to ask me. They said that this woman was going to not ask me. They said this woman is about to act like she don't know who she asked. Act. It wasn't what she asked me. It was more along the lines of her pretending to not know or be able to do something along those lines. You're probably like, why didn't she do this before? Well, because I have to be spontaneous in my approach to videos, because if I prepare, they're going to interfere that much worse, unfortunately. Brain science. Upstairs part. Some original flyers. Frequency from inside my library. Mention all the stuff they put on Swayla. Bernie. Teeth coming away. To reach 3 or 4. Okay, that's it. What's 7 trash bags total? 3 in the basement. Details in journal. See, there was a lot of that, like throughout my my end of month roll-ups. I referenced my journal a lot because it had enough space. If you here, I have a picture of the old setup. I'm going to show you the old one versus the new one. I hate you have to watch me sort through this information. That's just how my life is set up right now. Okay, so as you can see, this is the old one, and it had plenty of space for me to write. So in addition to tasks and stuff, I could also like do quite a bit of journaling in it, and I will always do that. So in my end of my roll up, when I just do like an overall, or even when I go into detail, it just depends on what type of mood I was in. If I referenced it and went into great detail in my journal, I would say details in journal. Same with my journal. If I went into great detail in my end of my roll up, I say details and end of my roll up, or details in journal, because I actually have a journal itself. You know that though by now. It's a green 5-star folder. So, and these are the things that are like at the top of their list. They want stuff that is written on. What? You have no business regarding my journal. You have no business regarding any of my stuff. And you need to put my planner back. And this is how the new one is set up. So I don't have any room to, go into detail. I just added a taskbar over here. In the back, there's like couple passwords, but in the back, I'm doing like a mini journal, but only like stuff with great importance. Things I can't afford to forget. That's it. I need that. That other journal has to be retrieved. Like, I'm getting all my stuff back. They can't keep nothing. And just think about all your stuff that's come up missing over the years. Like, think about all your stuff that's come up missing over the years. These people are taking your stuff and using it as well as sacrifices, and then playing your family out their life and making it seem like you're okay with it, because they'll flash something in front of you so much to the point where you wouldn't even have an emotional response, and that's all they need to see, is that you no longer have an emotional response to it, and it's as good as good. I guess because the church was prepared for moments, breach, cheat, started. Lord. Please, right. Lord, Jesus. You're a lie. The devil is a lie. Blow your head off your neck. Career arithmetic account. Purchase rejecting. Into the actual. They said they're gonna go off because she doesn't look like the same person that these people was doing this other shit to. They that's part of the reason they changed my appearance, because just a little bit of a change on my end gives them apparently a lot of leeway. They reference me as, I don't know, realistically, at least 4 different people. Considering the time frame, more like 8. They often discuss my relationship with my creator too, because there's times where I don't know who they're trying to convince, but there's times when I'll drop like the Jesus bomb or the Christ bomb, and they'll say, "Make her stop saying that," or either they'll just, I guess they're cropping it out. I don't know what they're doing, but they got these people thinking like, and then they'll have moments like just a short while ago. These people are going to know that she's always been on that spiritual stuff. So they lie. They lie on top of lie on top of lie on top of lie. And there's been times where they try to make it seem like I was going in on the government, like I'm going against the government, like I'm a threat to the government. That's what they were doing. They were making it seem like I'm a threat to the government. But I had to bring them back into reality with that one because I outranked the government. There's a difference. Don't try it, heifer. You know what? You've been screaming, I'm so fucking jealous all day long, and I really don't know what to think. I really am starting not to know what to think when y'all say that. Okay, so anyhow, I'm just gonna, off the top of my head, what I can remember from it. She gets back online. She's like, okay, you have my full undivided attention. I'm like, no, it's fine. She goes, how can I help you? I told her, I said, well, I've been experiencing these issues, and I run off like 4 issues, you know. And she's like, well, we don't really handle that. And then she said, well, tell me more about it. Like, what's going on? I said, well, I'm being attacked by the government, government agencies. And she was like, she acted as if it was impossible. She acted as if the government doesn't have an unethical and inhumane way of dealing with its citizens, especially those that they feel could compromise their troops. So I went on and I told her some more details. I was just like informing her some of the things that they've done. And stuff that is impossible not to track. Things that we're all aware is out there. Real basic. And she was like, well, our statutes don't allow us to, they don't cover that. And I was like, so you're telling me it's okay for me to be harassed in that way? And she was like, no, well. And then she started changing the direction of the conversation. She started going more towards the, maybe it's an illusion that these things are being done. Stuff that you can't deny, stuff that I've provided proof for, stuff that, it just didn't make any sense. And right when she did that, I asked her, I said, hold on. I said, is this conversation being recorded? Because now I don't have a way to record conversations. They're getting directions like immediately. You get what I'm saying? Instruction is being given immediately on how to and to not handle me. And now knowing that I'm not able to record them, they kind of just do what they want to do and ignore what's being said, because they know in the end they lose it all anyhow. It's just like no one is different than the other. It's not like one's going to be taken and not the other, or we can hold on to this. Everything is taken. So I was like, well, she was like, no, it's not being recorded. And I thought that was odd, but I was like, that's what he said in the beginning. Now I know. He said she is about to make sure she's not recording before she got back on the line. He said she is about to make sure she's not recording. And when I asked, was she recording, she said no. And I said, well, what's your name? And she said, I don't have to give you any of that until we start an investigation. Like, her whole attitude changed. Like, she went from being nice and wanting to be helpful to being not as friendly and a little difficult. So I was like, what did I say to her? Because she was like, pretty much she didn't have to give me her name. And I was like, well, if that's the case, I said, there's no need for us to continue this conversation, and hung up. Oh, no. I said, so you're telling me I can't know who I'm speaking with? And she said, yes. That's exactly what I'm telling you. So, yeah. And that was like, after she told me that, I was just like, wow. And I got off the phone. I was just like, ended it. Because it was going nowhere. But it has to be impossible for stuff like that to be able to happen. It has to be able to be impossible, because there should never come. First of all, they constantly mention how I'm able to say things to these people that no one else is able to say, because once people get so far, they can become them. So when they possess somebody, that's just it. That's the end of the fight. That's the end of the argument. Problem solved. So that awakened era, those awakened folks, they've become all those people, or most of them. They're few and far in between. Like, that movement, that awakened group, those people are not who they say they are. Because think about the information that I'm revealing. There's no way that no one would be moving. I've reached out Instagram, because that's where you find most of them. Yeah, I was in disbelief when the way she handled that call, but that can never be able to happen to somebody. I just have to ensure that these things that have happened to me can never happen to anyone ever again in life. People cannot survive this. People cannot survive it.